Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been a hot minute since I've done a talk through makeup tutorial and I wanted to just sit down and get glam and I figured I would film it. So if you want to see how I go from this to this, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, of course, are my brows. I'm starting off with this ColourPop brow pencil. I love this one, and this one's in the shade Bangin' Brunette. It's perfect. I love the formula of this. I know that I used to rave about the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil, and I still really love this one, but I think I like this one a little bit more. It's just, the formula is just incredible. It's not too waxy, but it just makes my filling in my brows super easy. So I like to just outline them and then spoolie through as I go, and I'm just obsessed with it. I know you have to order it online and it can be a little bit of a hassle, but it's totally worth it. So highly recommend this brow pencil, and you could totally fill in your brows with it as well, but then I feel like I run out of my product so quickly, so I like to just go in with a pomade, and I'm just using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Medium Brown, and I'm just using this angled brush from LA Girl. I love it because it comes with a spoolie on the end, and it's just a really great angled, affordable brush. So I'm putting my hair up because it was so hot when I was getting ready, like I was legit sweating. So then I'm going to go in with my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. You guys know this is my fave, and I'm just using this to clean up my brows. I cannot not do this. Like, this is essential for me, and I'm just using a flat concealer brush from BH Cosmetics, which I always use. It's my absolute fave. And then I'm using an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush just to go ahead and blend out that concealer. I love this brush. If you don't have it, you absolutely need it. It's like $3 at Target or Walmart, and I love it for blending out concealer. It makes it so seamless. So then I'm also going to be using the same concealer to prime my lids because it's so versatile. You can even use this underneath your eyes as well. It's one of my faves, but I'm using a different new favorite concealer that I have, which you guys will see throughout the video. But I'm also going to just set that concealer because I don't want to keep the lids tacky, and I'm just using this NYX No Filter setting powder. So moving into eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Born to Run eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. I really love this palette. I know that it has mixed reviews, but I have been using it like every single day and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm starting off with the soft brown shade in the palette, and I'm just using this Beauty by Rosita blending brush, and I'm just applying this right into my crease. I'm building the shade up quite a bit because I really want the crease to be really blown out, and I want the transition to be from like the green that I'm using to the warmer colors. And I just love this palette, honestly. I think the shades are so blendable, they're so creamy, and my favorites are honestly the mattes. I do like the mattes more than the shimmers, but the shimmers are really pretty, don't get me wrong, but they're just not super intense, like really wet looking. You do have to kind of work with them and spray your brush, but I still love the palette nonetheless. So I'm just taking this orange shade in the palette and I'm just applying that in the crease. I'm using a Morphe M433, and I'm focusing most of the orange shade on the outer part of the crease and then gradually just smoking it out onto my lid and just blending it a little bit upwards, as you can see. And this color is gorgeous. I love this shade on its own or mixing it. It's just the perfect orange. I love it because it's not super bright, but it's still a nice bright orange to the point where you're going to get some color, but it's still going to be really wearable. So that's why it's my fave. So again, I'm also building this color up and just starting off with a little bit of product at a time and building it up as I go. And then here I'm just using a clean NYX blending brush just to blend out those edges. Then I'm picking up the two green colors. One is green and the other one is a little bit more of like a teal, and mixing them is just the perfect combo. This brush is from Morphe. I forget the name of it. I will leave all the brushes that I use down below, but it's perfect for packing on color on the lid. I love it. I did spray my brush just because, like I mentioned earlier, these eyeshadows in here, the shimmers, they work best when you spray them or when you use your finger. So if you're not using your finger, spray them and use a flat shader brush like this, and they will apply really pretty on the eyes. These aren't really super metallically these aren't super metallic or shimmery. They're kind of more just so like a sheen on the lids, but I still, like I said, love the palette. So I'm picking up the brown shade in the palette on the same Morphe M433, and I'm just going to apply that on the outer part of the crease. So as you can see, I didn't really drag the two blue-green colors all the way on the lid. I kind of stopped halfway just because I wanted to kind of add some brown in there just to really make both of the shades pop. And then I'm using the BeautyByRosita blending brush once again just to blend out those edges and just make everything nice and soft. Then I'm using the Sigma liquid eye pen. I've been loving this for winged liner. It's amazing. It makes it super easy. I like the tip. I like how black this is. I really, really love this eyeliner. So it's really hard for me to do my winged liner on camera anymore because I'm not a pro at it, but I did my best. So I'm using these lashes from Kiss. I've been loving this new Lash Couture line that they have. The lashes are so fluffy and beautiful, and they're not too dramatic, which I like, and they're super easy to apply. So definitely recommend these. I found mine at Ulta. I'm pretty sure that this is like a brand new collection, so I'm not really sure if it's available at all drugstores, but definitely check out Ulta. So to prime the skin, I'm using the Smashbox Primer Water, which you guys know is my fave. I always let that sit for at least like a minute or two. And then I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I've also been loving this primer. This does a really good job at smoothing out your skin, and it's just such a flawless primer. Like, it makes your skin look legit flawless. I absolutely love it. So I like to focus this on the bottom portion of my face where I have larger pores, because it doesn't really do much for oil control for me. So for oil control, I like to use the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot primer. You can find this at Target or Ulta, and I just like to apply this right in between my brows for some oil control. For foundation, I've been loving the LA Girl Pro HD Matte Foundation. I have this one in the shade Light Tan, and I actually have been really loving applying this with a sponge. It gives it just such a soft, lightweight look. You still get really good coverage, but it just looks so natural on the skin. I just have been loving it. It gives you a really nice matte finish, but it's not drying, and it's just beautiful on the skin. It lasts all day. So I'm using my Real Techniques face and body sponge. I know it's so big. I got this per Casey Holmes recommendation, and I've been using it ever since, and I love it. Again, I also found this at Ulta. So for concealer, I'm using the new Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm picking up the shade Warm Beige, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes. And I love this color. It's perfect, and this concealer with this foundation is literally the perfect combo. It looks so flawless. I've really, really been loving it, and I actually meant to talk about this in my June favorites, but I just started using it a few days ago, and even though I already know that I love it, I didn't want to like cheat, so that's why I haven't talked about it then, but you guys will hear about it in my July favorites for sure. So I'm just using the darker shade. I believe this one's in the shade Maple, just to cream contour, and then I'm going to, of course, just blend everything out with my Real Techniques sponge as always. I'll leave the exact names and everything down below just in case you guys are interested, so check the description box for all details. I literally post everything in there, so check it out. If I ever feel like the contour is not really the way that I like it, I'll just go back in with the same concealer and kind of just clean that up right on the bottom, and then I'll just blend it upwards using this brush from Morphe. It's the M433 just to blend everything together. And once again, I'm going back in and just finishing up blending, and I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush once again. I told you guys I love this brush. I have like 4 of them in my collection because they're so good. These brushes are really good for getting right in like really small areas like your nose or like in the inner corner of your eyes. It's just such a great brush, so definitely check it out. And then of course I'm just using my finger because your fingers are also the best blending tools that you have. So then I'm using the ColourPop No Filter finishing powder. This is the translucent one. I love this. Ever since I reviewed this on my channel, I've been using this powder, and seriously, it's beautiful. Like, it's stunning. It's one of my new favorite translucent powders, and it takes a lot for me to love a translucent powder because a lot of them can be pretty drying on my skin, or they give a really bad white cast, but this one is perfect. So I also do have the banana one, which I do like as well. It just really depends on the type of color powder that you like. So I just applied this pretty much everywhere where I applied the concealer, the light one. And then I'm using this Laura Mercier Ritual bronzer. I love this. I've actually really been loving this. It's a really nice warm terracotta color, and I'm just using this to set my cream contour. And then I'm just wiping away the bakage. I don't really bake that long underneath my eyes, maybe like literally like 1 minute, not even. And this flat brush is actually from Equate. I got it at Walmart, and I've really also been loving it. You guys will hear about a lot of these products in my June favorites. So then, oh, this palette, oh my gosh, this palette, you guys, is everything. The new Morphe blush palette is my love. So they have two palettes. One is more of like a baby pink one, and the other one is, of course, more warm toned, and I'm obsessed. So I pretty much just mix a bunch of the shades to get my perfect blush, and so smooth, lasts forever on the cheeks, and it's just beautiful, beautiful. So I found mine at Ulta, and then I've also been loving this Morphe highlighting palette, and I actually honestly have never used the bronzers in it yet because I'm not that dark. So I'm going to wait till I get tan to use them, but I've been loving the highlighters in here. They're so smooth, they're not glittery, they just are stunning, and I've literally been using them ever since I got this palette. I love mixing them because you can see it just creates the perfect champagne color. So I'm actually just using my Anastasia A23 brush. I love this for highlighting. I know it's pricey, but it's worth it. I'll be the first to tell you if a high-end product is worth it. So kind of as like a blush topper, I'm actually using the Shea Moisture face powder, but it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. So I really like it just to kind of top the blush that I used previously because it just gives you like this really beautiful golden glow. It's in the shade Cinnamon. And then I'm just using the same Morphe highlighting palette to highlight the inner corner of my eyes. And I'm kind of just fixing up my eyeliner because I did get some powder from earlier on my eyes, so I'm just fixing that up. And then I'm going to jump into my lower lash line. I'm picking up pretty much the same colors that I was using earlier. The orange underneath there, I'm using this on a Morphe definer brush just to really press that down on the lower lash line and make that area really warm and smoky. And then I'm going to be using the same two colors, the burgundy and the orange, and just to blend that out and really make it nice and smoky. And I love dragging this down really low because I feel like it diminishes the look of those really stubborn fine lines that I get, so I always like to do this. And then I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Overdrive. These eyeliners are amazing. They're one of the best high-end liners I've ever tried. So creamy, they last forever, and I love the shade selection that they have. So this one's really pretty. It's like a nice teal green, and then of course I'm applying some lower lash mascara, and this one is just from L'Oreal. It feels so weird doing a voiceover for a makeup tutorial. I feel like it's been so long. So then I'm using the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso, and I'm just going to use this to set the brows. You guys know I love this. It's literally amazing, and if you don't have it, you need to go get it like yesterday. For lip liner, I'm using this one from Catrice. It's in the shade Take You to the Chocolate Shop. It's one of my all-time favorite nude lip liners. It goes with so many different lip colors. And then I'm using my Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Honeycomb. Oh my gosh, these are so creamy, and I love this color. It's like my go-to pinky nude. You really don't need gloss over top, but I really wanted something to match a little bit better with the eyes. So I went in with this Color Icon lip gloss from Wet n Wild. Oh, these lip glosses are everything. It's like the perfect formula, the perfect color, and I thought this really tied everything together, and it matches so well with the eyes. So then finally I'm going to use this setting spray from Kokie, and I'm just going to lock my makeup into place. My makeup actually held up really well today, and I love the setting spray so far. So now let's move into hair. You guys know I really don't do hair on my channel all that often, but I figured I would show you guys how I get these super easy, loose, beachy waves that I've been rocking. So the curling iron that I use, I'll leave it down below. I got it from Amazon. It comes with like 6 different barrels that you can switch them out, and I'm using the biggest one because I really like that beachy look. So again, I'll link everything down below. It was super cheap. So I just used some Tresemme Heat Tamer spray in my hair, and I'm just brushing it out using this detangling brush from Bellamy. This is honestly the same exact thing as the wet brush. I just couldn't find my wet brush, so I'm just using this one, and I'm just brushing out all the knots, and I'm parting my hair, kind of. So pretty much when I do my hair, I know I look crazy, right? I like to start from the back and kind of just work my way in between different sections of my hair. So again, brushing it out, and I like to take maybe like 1-inch pieces. I don't like to take too small pieces. 1, because I'm lazy. 2, because I really want a larger curl. So I take about that much, as you can see. So it's not too thick, not too thin. And I just wrap it around the curling iron for a few seconds. Obviously, if you want tighter curls, you would need a smaller wand, or you could use smaller pieces of hair and just leave your hair on the curling iron a little bit longer, but I don't leave it in for that long at all. And by the way, the glove also came in the curling iron kit that I got, so check it out because it was super cheap. It was like 40 bucks. So I'm pretty much just doing this throughout my entire head. This probably takes me like 15 minutes or so. It's super quick because I don't really like super tight curls unless that's the kind of look that I'm going for, but I like this look because it's really effortless, it's easy, and it looks like you really took a lot of time in your hair, but in all reality, you didn't. So yeah, I'm speeding it up because it's literally the same exact thing. You don't have to be really precise with this because it's going to get messy anyway, and these curls don't last a really long time. Obviously you could make them last longer if you used hairspray and maybe you pinned up the curls, but in general, I'm super lazy with my hair. Like, I do my makeup and I'm like, all right, I'm done. So I don't really have time for all that. Depends really on the occasion, but I'm really not going anywhere special half the time, so that's why I don't really take a lot of time with my hair, and that is the end result. It's super easy. I like the way that it looks though because it's really beachy and simple and fluffy, and I just love it. So the final thing I do with my hair is just spray it. I love this oil. You can get this at any drugstore. It's my favorite whenever I style my hair because it makes it super shiny and soft, and it smells good, but it doesn't weigh my hair down. So I really, really love it. So that is pretty much it for this full summer glam. I really hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me, and I'm going to go grab a glass of water right now because my throat is killing me. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I hope you are doing well today, and I will see you actually tomorrow for my June favorites. So bye!